Caddis Maximus here, this time with a review of the 6-piece Bauer Premium Spade bit set, self-feeding with threaded tips. These are generally going to be a not recommended product. I'll just get right off the start, and I think I'm getting a little bit sour on the Bauer because you really have to evaluate the price and the quality of each product, whether it's actually a good Bauer or whether it's a poor quality Bauer. Really didn't like that D-handle rotary hammer. I will say that these are probably the best Spade bits Harbor Freight's ever sold, but they're not competitive. Not compared to the Bosch Daredevils, and I'll point out a variety of the details, and I'll do a couple of drilling tests, both thin and a bit thicker material. The reason these aren't recommended is these are $13 normal price for the 6-piece set. There's like a magical, no exclusions, 10% off Harbor Freight coupon. Still makes them more expensive than the 6-piece set of these Bosch Daredevils at Home Depot for $11. Secondly, this is the only set that Bauer apparently offers, where for like $27 you can get a nice 13-piece set of the Daredevils in a nice little case. So we'll just get on that. But just the 6-piece set of Daredevils, which they do sell, and the 6-piece set of Bauers, the Daredevils are cheaper, and they are much better made by a long shot. These are made using a pretty good alloy steel, and then they have just an industrial carbon finish, and then they have the Bauer laser etched on them. They are a forged head that is just a big stamped head, and then they put the threads on, machine the threads on. The stamping does give a slight relief area, but it isn't too great. And then you can, if I can get this right in the light, you can see the slight rounding on the cutting edge on the side flute. They do provide a relief angle. You can just see that there, but it's really dull. It's much duller than this 3/4 inch Bosch, which has been used a few times. And you can see that's because Bosch does a really nice grinding job. The other thing is the relief in the Bosch. The Bosch is forged, but it does a large curvature, so you actually have a real relief angle and some kind of curve, so it isn't just like just a wedge slamming into the wood. The other thing is both of these bits have the wing cuts or the tip cutters. These pre-cut the wood along the edge of the hole, and then the center area is the sweep area, which sweeps out the rest of the material. Bosch does kind of a combination. DeWalt does this little chamfer, so what Bosch does is they have the wing tips, and then they have a slight little chamfer to attempt to give an even better finish to the hole. And really, just side by side, both of these bits, it's kind of crazy to think that the Bauers are actually more expensive than these Bosches, and the Bosches are just way better. Actually, this edge right here is pretty darn sharp. And that's like the first big deal. Is when you get these Bosches, you're actually getting genuinely could cut yourself sharp Spade bits. The other criticism I have is I kind of like the idea that they have a plastic holder. It's a hollow plastic holder with a front case on it. And as they put these in from the factory, they kind of generally stick. And if you push them in a little too far, the fact that the hex just hasn't worn out the hole and it's a little tighter on the bottom prevents them from going all the way down. But after you use this a few times, you're going to eventually push, and the bit's going to slide all the way down. And as you can see, what's happening is you're pushing down with some force onto a bit. Eventually, this plastic thing will wear out, and you'll end up stabbing yourself on the bits next to it. And it actually could be a significant injury with the amount of force you're putting onto it. Catching the inside of your finger or something on one of those, that could be real bad news. So let's do our little drilling test here. Okay, here we are. I'm running these at 1300 RPM out of this DCD 996. We're going to start with the Bauer at 3/4 inch. 1500 is the general recommended RPM for these self-feed type of Spade bits. They tend to be a bit slower than non-self-feed. Non-self-feed you might run at 1750 or something like that. Can we get you? You can see. Well, that didn't. That little paint stir didn't work. I thought I was going to have a little more success with the little paint stir. Okay, well, we'll just go to this piece of wood here. It's a little thicker and more durable. And now we'll do the Bosch bit. Here we are with the Bosch Daredevil in the very same size. Maybe I can get some more illumination there. Hey, that might be better. Oh man, that felt a lot better. So much sharper of a bit. Another easy way to tell how good a bit is, this Bosch I can touch. The Harbor Freight bit was actually right at the point of being burning hot, where this one was much cooler after drilling the same hole at the same speed, because it actually has a lot less friction. Alright, here's where the rubber meets the road. There's the Bauer's hole. Look at that Bosch hole. There's a huge difference in finish in those. Let's flip this around here, get the angle on the other side. There's the Bauer, and there's the Bosch. Wow. Massive difference. Imagine that. The cheaper bit does a better job. Harbor Freight is getting a little out of control on some of the stuff. And here's the breakout on the Bauer, and here's the breakout on the Bosch. Anyway, generally not a recommended purchase. Let me make the mistake and not you. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody watching and subscribing, and everybody who has subscribed and has supported me over going on 2 years now. Until next time, Catus Maximus out.